Ray Allen is joining me here. And the first thing he said when he sat down, and I had nothing but this extraordinary respect for Ray, and he sits down in this spot where Max and I have been confined for the last 15 years. And what did you say?
Great little perspective you have over here. This perch is amazing.
How is this perch amazing? You can't see that corner. You can't see that corner. When Joe Tate, the legendary Cleveland broadcaster, called his first game from here, the ball came into the corner. He couldn't see because of the stanchion, and he said, and there's a three from a player to be named later.
But see, you never have anybody in front of you standing up. So you basically, until the bench stands up,
that's true.
You got everything that you can see from here.
I used to have Doc standing up in front of me. Randall spins in the paint as the ball slapped away, out of bounds. It will stay with Minnesota. With 7 on the shot clock. Celtics leading this game by 9. How you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing. At the point now where my kids are entering in college and playing basketball. So I have one who's at
you have
Emerson.
time on your hands now.
Yeah, I do. And, by design, now I can move. Like I actually I saw a game yesterday at Emerson. So I could spend time with my children and, just catch them. They go through so many things. It's tough as kids nowadays, specifically in sports.
Yeah, there's no question.
Social media, something that we didn't have to deal with as much growing up, and now kids have to deal with the pressure of it. There's the bullying that goes along with it, and they're always trying to worry about what's being said. And it doesn't matter. It comes from nowhere, but it affects how they live these days.
McDaniels misses the jumper. Minnesota gets inside out of bounds. Yeah, we didn't have to deal with that until we were adults. They were going to deal with it their whole life. Randall up fakes. Horford waiting in front of him. Randall goes to the left hand, knocks Al away. Al slaps down the ball. Did he get it off Randall? Out of bounds, he did. And we'll go back to the Celtics up by 9. What is it for you now watching all these guys? I sat in the second row here in this building calling your shot in front of Reggie Miller against the Lakers for the 3-point lead. We're watching everybody now in this new game.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum and all these young guys, eventually, Anthony Edwards, they're probably all going to pass you the way the game's played now.
Yeah, and all you have to do is look at
Derek White hits the 3.
Yeah, he's certainly on pace as well, but when you look at the amount of attempts that guys are shooting, the team attempts throughout the league, it just increased tremendously. That's
Derek White, the steal lead for Tatum, and knocks down another 3. Just as Ray was saying that, the Celtics push you to 15. And Chris Finch will grab a timeout. Ray Allen sitting next to me here. First of all, so this is just you hanging out on a Sunday, and Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are playing, so let me come over and watch it.
Yeah. I actually watched the game yesterday at Emerson.
Right.
So they played Worcester State, and so I had the chance to come up there, and obviously to be able to come and support the Celtics. I haven't had this opportunity over the years, so I'm glad to be able to be here.
To see you here on Kevin Garnett's day and all the years and all the water under the bridge, I saw you that day, and I almost felt like I've never seen Ray Allen, I don't want to say nervous, but off center a little bit in your entire life. But that day, there was so much emotion in that day. And for all of us, Max especially, who wanted to see all of you guys together again, it was a day that I think it just felt like a lot of healing was done that day.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I think about growing up and all the we have this joke about the Fat Boys breaking up, because you grow up on certain things and traditions and the things that made you nostalgic about your childhood, and that's who we were in 2008 to all the Celtic Nation people all over the world. And I've learned you start to grow up and people pass, and we get to a point where we're too old to hold grudges. Why are we angry about certain things? And it's just it is really water under the bridge. And for me, I've always loved this city. My favorite place to play. The fans amazing, and you just have to say, hey, we won a championship here together, and we just have to always remember that, because that's something that the time spent here is what means more to us than anything in our families, for sure.
And we all need that 30,000-foot view of why each individual man, woman makes their own decisions that they have to make for themselves. And then, time goes by. You said exactly right. You realize what matters more than everybody being back together.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you do so much here together, family-wise, eating over each other's houses, your moms and dads and grandparents spending time together, the kids growing up together. That's truly what makes an organization.
Crowd reacting to a Derek White block, jumping out on Alexander Walker in the corner. As someone who loves the game of basketball the way it's supposed to be played, how much have you enjoyed watching this group play together in the last couple of years?
Listen, they enjoyed each other. There's never any animosity amongst each other when they play. It's like the ball. There's enough of the ball to go around for everybody. And they figured out their formula to be successful. It takes a lot of maturity. I was here 2 years ago when they lost to Golden State, and they were still. It's like that pain that you go through to feel the next year what it is to go to all the way to the finals, and now you have to figure out how to get back there. But it takes a lot of sacrifice and selflessness, especially in this team sport. It's one of the greatest things in the world to learn how to be an individual in a team sport.
And you guys in 08 didn't have that luxury because you were farther along in your career, and who knows how long the thing was going to last. And amazing watching now teams in their first year together having trouble winning what you guys accomplished there. Catching you up, Gobert on a put back on an offensive rebound. We're at 69-56. Anthony Edwards switches to the right hand, driving on Derek White. Jalen reaches for the ball, slaps it away, 7 on the shot clock. Edwards takes 2 steps in, floats it up, and it gets blocked again by Derek White, and Derek White got hit. And draws the loose ball foul, a third foul on Anthony Edwards. We're watching Jalen and Jason today. Anthony Edwards on the floor. You look around the league at this extraordinary crop of 23, 24-year-old players in the league now. It is almost any night you could turn on any game and see someone who's got a chance to be a superstar.
Yeah, the league has done an incredible job of, bringing its great young talent to the forefront. We've seen it this summer in the Olympics. We've seen a lot of guys compete for their countries.
Speaking of the Olympics, Drew Holiday, who played in the Olympics, hits a 3 to put the Celtics up by 16.
You've seen a lot of young players that played internationally that you can see have bright futures in this league. It truly is a world game now with so much competition coming internationally that's making the NBA better. And it's a note for young players in this country that we have to make sure that we get our kids better so we can get them into the draft and into this game.
Gobert, an offensive rebound. He draws a foul. That was the 16th rebound of the day, speaking of international players who played in the Olympics. Is the way that international players, the way that they are playing together as a national team versus more of the AAU culture in America, is that something that's going to have to be looked at as we go forward?
Yeah, there has to be changes. I've always said with the Olympic team, we can't put the 12 best players on the team and just hope that they become a great team. We have to have a national team that is consistent, and every summer they get together and they play basketball. Exhibition games, playing against college teams. We have great rebounders in this league that should be on that team. You don't have to be a great player, but somebody that can kind of be a charge taker or a screen setter that makes our teams better. But we need to have a true national team.
Nice little jump hook is just countered by Jason Tatum 3. The Celtics 18th of the afternoon. They lead by 17. See, Doc would let you guys shoot 18 threes in what, about a game and a half, maybe?
Listen, when I first got here, I come down the floor, and, I come from Seattle, and I'm shooting just like these guys are shooting now. Yep. And I come down, and I shoot the ball, KG's on the block, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, you got to throw the ball into KG, the ball. And that was just the mentality then. That was the old school mentality. Ball goes in, and then it comes out.
Anthony Edwards got fouled, so he would go to the free throw line here with Minnesota down 17. Leon Poe is here today, and every time I say Leon, when Doc didn't want to yell at any of you, it was always Leon's fault, no matter who made a mistake.
Yeah, he took Leon out.
Leon! Yeah. If that game was on national TV and Doc had the mic on, Leon, I tell you how you're supposed to do this thing. Leon, get over here.
Yeah, and you have to, as a head coach of the league, you have to pick your battles. You don't want to ride your star player because you need him to score 30 or 40 that night. So it is an interesting dynamic. And as a player, you have to be mature to understand that. Don't take it personal.
Anthony Edwards gets a pair of free throws. We're at 75-60. Boston by 15. Tatum strong down the right side. Keeps it in the right hand. Beats Alexander Walker. Boxes him out with a shoulder and scores off the window. 77-60. So many ways Jason Tatum can score now. Naz Reid on the Hauser hunt. Throws a shoulder into him. Step back, flips it up in the left hand. No good. Rebound belongs to Al Horford. And keep picking on Sam Hauser. And possessions come up empty.
So Tatum is such an amazing scorer, shooter. But I would love to see him driving so much more because it seems like he can get to the rim and he's got explosiveness as well. I mean, he just a dose of going to the rim at least 6 to 7 times a game. It makes him even that much better of a shooter.
So, how many threes would you have made per game playing today?
Well, I think I took 5 a game on average.
That's about right.
So I believe I would at least get to 9. Based on how the game is being played today, and obviously
making almost 4 of those. Yep.
Yeah. That's why it's so dangerous to try to gauge players across the generations.
Can't ever do it. Tillman picks up a loose ball, collects the garbage, drives in and scores with the left hand after Pritchard had it knocked away. So we're at 79-60, Boston by 19, a 24-6 run to get their largest lead. Randall attacking Tillman, hangs in the air and draws the foul again. And Julius Randle, a little more of that old school. He mixes it up.
He needed to get back to his right hand on that one. His left hand, he would have had an M1 if he got to his right hand where he finished his layup.
Is the game more enjoyable to watch now than it was? People always romanticize, and they romanticize about 08, and we were all having lived, you and I and everybody having lived through those memories, can picture them all. You watch the games again, when it's 79-75, you see Rondo pounding the ball, walking it up, and it looks like a different game.
Yeah, offensively, we were somewhat of a machine. When you seen movement and the ball went from one side, and then all of a sudden somebody got open, and each player on the team had some function offensively, and we accentuated their skill set. I think we're losing the skill set as a whole across the league when you think about the mid-range guys and the back-to-the-basket players that we used to see back in the 90s and early 2000s. Now everybody is a three-point shooter, which is a great talent to have, but then there's that little semblance of a loss of, who are my great pick-and-roll players with the short mid-range game, somebody like a Terrell Brandon or Glenn Robinson, with the short corner, or even Allen Houston.
And even the guys now like DeRozan who can't, that game is going away from them. Chris Paul, corner 3 is no good from Rob Dillingham. We're at 79-62, 3:38 to go in the third. Delson Tones and Ray Allen joining us here as Pritchard steps back on Randall, misses the 3, but the rebound comes right back to him on a string. He finds Tatum straight away, 3 no good, back iron, and Naz Reid out jumps Tillman for the rebound. Here comes Anthony Edwards up the left side. I'm going to ask you about what people have come up with a potential cure for all these threes. Edwards takes one and makes it. Anthony Edwards now leading the league in made threes, passing LaMelo Ball this afternoon. We're at 79-65. Boston lead is 14. Some people have come up with the idea of taking away the corner, where the three-point line would just go out of bounds, sort of midway there, and you wouldn't have the corner 3, which is the go-to shot now in the NBA. Hauser off a curl, catch and shoot, straight away 3, no good. Another rebound for Naz Reid.
Well, I don't know. That seems a little gimmicky because it changes that whole side of the floor.
Edwards, another 3, 8 straight for Minnesota. The runs continue all day today. Boston by 11.
I would say when you look at the better teams in the league, they find a way to get to the mid-range. And like you said with DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard was that way when they won, with Toronto. The better teams do find a way.
Yep. Well, that's fun. I came in the league as Drew Holiday makes a short little one to make it 81-68. I came in the league with Minnesota with that, and again, that Terrell Brandon team. Straightaway 3 is no good by Anthony Edwards. Rebound for Tillman. That team never took threes. Took 5 or 6 a game. And that was, in the three-point era of 99, 2000, 2001. Entry to Hauser. Randall takes the paint away, so Hauser will back it out. Hand to Drew Holiday. Holiday puts it in the right hand, backs the rookie Dillingham down, kick out of the wing, no look for Hauser's 3, no good, long rebound, Edwards has got it. Holiday slows him down. I can watch Drew Holiday play defense all day.
He's incredible. I show my boys him just how he moves and he hawks the ball and he doesn't back down. I would have learned from him, being a teammate of his.
Naz Reid misses. This is all started by Drew Holiday. Offensive rebound pushed out of bounds. Celtics by 13 down the ball, 1:38 to go in the third. Peyton Pritchard. Bounce pass for Holiday right side. Naz Reid wearing a familiar white t-shirt under that navy blue uniform. Checks Holiday, zips the entry to Pritchard. Pump fake on Dillingham. Scores off the window. And the foul. Dillingham, the young guy, could get up in the air, but gravity brought him right back down on Peyton Pritchard, who will go to the line with a chance for 3. I'm trying to think of a guy from your era. I've come to learn that irrational confidence is an oxymoron in a lot of ways, but man, Peyton Pritchard just embodies it. I'm trying to think of a guy who was so fearless that he took a shot over Gobert. If Gobert had been 8 feet tall, he would have taken it anyway.
Yep. Yeah, and comparably, I would say that was Eddie House, because Eddie was a guy that
he's still like that.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie will tell you he's the best shooter in the league. He's the best shooter on the team.
But don't you have to think that?
Yes, you do. Regardless. And it's like my mom used to tell me all the time that I'm the best player on the floor, high school, college, in the NBA. And I was like, Mom, Michael Jordan's out there. And you can't really say that. She was like, I don't care. But I believe you're the best player.
But when you go out there and all of a sudden you're staring at Michael Jordan on the other side, you better believe at least to some degree.
Yeah, because players smell fear out there.
You better believe
you smell if you look at a guy and you start talking, man, nice shoes, or man, he goes at you. He's going to try to destroy you in some form or fashion. So it's very important to have great confidence.
Alexander Walker gets the first of 2 free throws here. Minnesota down by 15, and it's really funny. I inadvertently brought up a guy that Max and I always talk about when we talk about you and Paul, and it's funny you'd say it under that umbrella. DeRozan was a rookie who learned a lot trying to guard the two of you.
Yeah.
And you see it in years later, how much better he became for playing against you guys.
And here's the most important thing about with DeRozan and guys like DeRozan. We respected him so much because he was young, he was athletic, and he could play. So we respected him by really going at him in a way that he didn't try to outshine us.
Hauser grabs an offensive rebound of a missed 3. Kick out to Tatum. His 3 is no good. Hauser jumped too early. You know what they say, Sam Hauser his hops are too high for everybody. Dillingham coming the other way. Here's Randall attacking, scooping, and getting fouled. Randall will get free throws with 41 seconds to go in the third, and the Celtics leading 84-70. What has been a very odd game.
If you watch him again, if he goes to his right hand, these are buckets that he's given up just where he's not able to finish with the left hand. He should be finished with the right hand in that play.
Randall is... What did you think of the trade of the Randall, DiVincenzo, Karl-Anthony Towns trade? Because a huge gamble for two teams that were right there. They were close. And to make such major moves to break up a core that were so close just tells you that the Celtics are the target. And if we're a little bit short, that's not enough. We've got to try to roll the dice.
Well, trades always work if the players on the respective teams go and they work. I thought the trade was great for New York to get Cat.
Tatum steps to his left, missed a 3, only jumped there. I thought that one was going. Anthony Edwards has the rebound.
Yeah. But as far as Julius Randle, he was hurt all year, and the Knicks played better without him. So if Julius Randle has an incredible year this year, then Minnesota will look like they got the better deal. So it all depends on how these players play going into the season. And we'll all speculate, but now it's time to see who's going to put up.
Well, that's what we do. If you put just ask Perk. Once you put the headset on, they just need you to speculate wildly.
Yeah, exactly.
Spinning, Tatum attacking as the ball slapped away. He's got it back as the final second ticks off the quarter. His fall away is no good, and that will do it for the third quarter. Sugar Ray,
Ronde, I appreciate it.
To see you, man.
Yeah, great to see you.
This mic is always here for you, man, because
I love it.
It's a chance for Max to go get a snack.
Max definitely went to the back, and he's got a little.
I guarantee you he did.
Yeah, he got some snack. Here you go. All right, man.
Celtics